If people want to warm up, you can stretch afterwards, but we'll use this time. And let's look at just the third section. So it has stuff from the first and second section. So, all right, let's do that. Let's actually start, and this will be kind of a easy / fun day. Allow your feet to touch. Bring your head top up. Take a deep breath. Bring your hands together in the center. Connect the tongue to the upper palate. Activate the corners of the mouth. Use your center to support. Lift the base of the torso and grip the toes inside of the shoes. Breathing deep. Relax. We'll just do a little bit of qigong first. Just the basic exercise. So breathing. Make it a stretch. So get your full body stretching happening now. And because we're practicing slowly and the movement we know, we can start to analyze the quality of the movement. And what is the quality of the movement? In this particular case, the quality is checked against Tai Chi harmony. So the initial pose where we can stand in our best possible posture, quality of movement for Tai Chi is maintaining all of those internal principles, all of those structural ideas while we're moving. So if you're bending your knees, can you keep your tailbone relaxed? Can you keep it sinking towards the ground? Or when you go down, are you pushing it out? Right? Keep working, because we want this to be straight, and technically the legs should be strong enough and the body should be strong enough to do it correctly. Go at your own pace. So welcome, we are just doing some warm-up Tai Chi. Going at your own pace, do 3 more and make the breathing and the movement higher quality. When you finish, bring your feet back together in the center, bring your hands together, connect the tongue, activate the corners of the mouth, lift the bottom, grip the toes, take a deep breath, and relax. So, for people just joining, today we are going to work on the third section. So let's just do that now, right? If you have a morning workout, warm-up routine, or you use this class to do your stretching, you can stretch a little bit later after you're warmed up. So to start the third section, we begin in the center. The first section, we start over there on the side because it moves around. But by the time we arrive at the third section, our transition from turning body, warning palm, is in the center. So let's actually start, if we start from Tai Chi Harmony facing north, away from the same direction we normally start the form, and we begin in Tai Chi Harmony. To start the third section, we're going to step to a T and cover the head while we turn, step to the square, palm press to the center for turning body, warning palm, and then we're going to go to roll back. These next 8 movements are the same ones that appear at the very beginning of the first section. Press. We're just facing south. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Relax your tailbone. Horizontal. Split hands. Grip your feet. Third section, we have Diao Shou's hook. And facing east, we have parallel whip. So the next movement is wild horse, shaking its mane. Square step forward, almost like a ward off. Keep your tailbone relaxed. Grip the feet. Wild horse, shaking its mane, number 2. Ending kind of like ward off. Wild horse, shaking its mane, number 3. Grip your feet. And then guess what? We return to rollback. So these are the same 8 postures we're learning in the applications class right now. Press. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Same movements, horizontal split hands. Hook. And now another side whip, parallel. We're facing north. Let's take a break, a pause here for a second. For new people, we're going to turn around quite a bit. So if it's confusing, just try to maintain, just try to turn to the direction. So from here, this is Jade Lady threads the shuttle. And we're stepping to the northeast. Our square is pointing to the northeast. And then we're going to turn 270 degrees to the northwest for Jade Lady number 2, pointing to the corner. We're going to turn 90 degrees, Jade Lady number 3, and then turning 270 again to the southeast. Press. This is almost like a rollback, but in the third section there's a special movement applied, and then we go right back into the 8 postures. Squeeze, push, look left, glance right, double push, horizontal, split hands, hook. This is corner whip, and I take a longer step for this one because this is the first snake creeping down. Jinji Duli. And on the other side, Jinji Duli. And then right into repulse the monkey. Same as the second section. Press. Scoop. Step back. Press. Sherfei is the same as the second section. Diagonal flying. Except here, the left hand is the needle at the bottom of the C. Santon Bay. Block. Punch. Kick. Square step. Lan. This is all identical to the second section. Di Buhua. Change step. Roll back. Press. We're back to the same 8 movements. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal split. Hook. Side whip. This is cloud hands in the third section. Same as the second. Press. Press and step. Press. Press and step. Press. Press and step. Cloud hands. Hook. This is a corner whip, so we turn our square to the west. Snake flashing his tongue, shift back. Going forward. Turn 180. Hold right. Kick right. This is called cross kick. Square step. Brush low. Punch low. Half Di Buhua. It's a half fold knees. We don't go all the way. Shen Bu Li. Change step. Roll back. We're back to the first 8 movements. Press. Push. Look left. That's right. Double press. Horizontal. Split hands. Hook. This is a corner whip, and I take a longer step because this is the second snake creeping down. And this time when we step up, we're stepping up to 7 stars, almost like lift hands in the first section. This is called Xuanzang Huahu. We're going to turn to the south. This is Bailian. Wong Gong Surhu is open the bow to shoot a tiger. Block, punch, kick. The third section ends the same. Lan. Shui. Ru Feng. Si. Return tiger to mountain. Block. Punch right. Punch left. The left foot returns to the right. And we end up back in the center. Okay. If you made it, that's a lot of material. There's a lot of Tai Chi there. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Does anyone have questions, thoughts, comments about anything specific from the third section? So the reason I wanted to start off with that right away is for people watching at home, one of the most important things to do is to learn the first part of the first section. And what I mean by that is after we have grasped the sparrow's tail and ward off, and grasped the sparrow's tail and ward off, the next movements that we practice, the ones that we're talking about the technique, the martial application for in the second classes, that repeats 8 times throughout the form, and I think 4 of them alone happen in the third section. Questions, thoughts, comments, ideas? Should we do that again? Is too much Tai Chi? Should we do it and take a break and look at what's happening? Let's practice. Let's do this. Should we do second and third section? That's maybe too much. Let's do the second section and go up to where we have been studying. We had Cao Tanma, this one. And then what we haven't talked about is Cao Tanma number 2, the transition. Because then we're going to turn again. That section, that part of the second section has a little bit of turning. So that's where we were normally, and where we were sort of at last week. And we can look at Cao Tanma number 2 from an application standpoint in the next class. Let's do that. Let's do the second section up to Cao Tanma and talk more about what's happening in that movement. Again, I'm starting from the center, from Tai Chi Harmony facing north. Again, for people that are watching at home, I will say which direction we're going to face. You may not be able to do the turn and do the Tai Chi posture at the same time. Just hang in there. Eventually, it will become more clear. So, return to Tai Chi Harmony. Grip your feet, pull your head top up, relax your face, activate your half smile, connect the tongue, pull your chin and relax your shoulders. Use your center, relax your back, lift the base, grip your toes, send your chi into the ground and into the sky. And the same thing, when I'm starting the second section, I can do a commencement. If I do a commencement, I turn, but if I'm just practicing, I might start from Tai Chi Harmony right into Xuan Sen, Han Shang, turning body, warning palm to the south. Breathe deep. Roll back. Press. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split. Hook. Turn back to look at the moon. Left side turns. Right side turns. Press. Repulse the monkey. 1. Repulse the monkey. 2. Repulse the monkey. 3. Share fei. Diagonal line. Needle at the bottom of the seat. The right hand is the needle. San Pong Bei. Block, punch, kick. Square step, lan. Shui. Keep your back straight, head top up, looking forward. Di Bu Hua. Sheng Bu Yi. Change step. Roll back. Press. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Split. Hook. Side whip. We're facing north. This is cloud hands. 1, 1. 2, 2, 3, 3, hook, corner whip. And this is高探馬, means pat the tall horse, reach, kick. We're going to turn to the south, turn, kick, and let's bring the feet together. Bring your hands together. Take a deep breath. Relax. Up to here. Anyone have questions, thoughts, comments? Okay. Let's look at高探馬, pat the high horse. And I want to repeat it. We're going to go from slow to fast so that we're practicing at Tai Chi speeds. And then I want you to feel the body dynamic between the hips, what's happening through the spine. So in the form, we're doing cloud hands, and we have hook, we turn to the side, we have single whip. And so let's just practice a few times. The left hand and left foot making sort of half circle, right? I don't know if this is showing up on the camera, but if we draw a half circle, this is the size of our square, this foot and this hand following this same half circle, right? So, clearing. This foot doesn't have to, but the hand has to. The foot can go straight back, but we can also close our gate. So we think of closing the gate and blocking. And now look, I still have a square step. And this hand, let's see what happens. From hook, it's already starting to get to the next phase. So after I block, this right hand and foot are going to step forward. So this is, my feet are in a square, but they're pointing out at 45s. So if I face forward, if I face the camera this way, and I'm here, I have this, and then this. And this foot can be turned in quite a bit, but can't be turned out too much, because we're going to use that as our foundation for balance for the next posture. So if we leave it straight, that's okay, but if we turn it, we have a bit more of a square, a solid base. So let's practice again from hook and whip. Left side clears, right hand reaches through, and the left foot steps forward. And now turn. I'll face slightly different. Let's go slow. Left hand, left foot. Left foot, right hand. Pull and reach over the top. You can think of this, remember in the demo last week, we said that this hand is hooking the opponent's center line, right? We want to get control of their neck. And so you can think of pulling that down. And we had just learned fan through back, which is getting the power through this belt here, right? So as this side is pulling, this other side's coming over the top. So avoid, make contact, advance. From hook and whip, clear everything out, reach around the center, twist. Avoid, make contact, advance. Avoid, make contact, advance. Elbows, right? So this is, how many here have ever seen me teach a Qigong that looks like this, right? This is the feeling. So we have avoid, make contact, advance. Right, so let's go just a little bit faster. Welcome. And by the way, if we go a little bit faster, it doesn't have to be as proper. But the one thing that does have to be accurate is our spine. We have to keep the spine correct. So think of it like a axle. The straighter, or a bearing, the straighter the center is, the faster it can go. So avoid, make contact, advance. Avoid, make contact, advance. Hua, na, da. Ting, hua, na, da. Ting is listen, right? And maybe not with your ears. You can sense things with your body. Ting, hua, na, da. Ting with your chi. Sense with just your chi alone. You feel the cross-body power. The idea is, if I'm facing forward and I go a little bit more fluidly, right? I'm incorporating, turning my body to move the opponent's weapon out of the way here, and then this cross reach seems like it's going to go with power, but it's coming back. So it has the trajectory like the top half of a taiji shape. So after I've blocked, when I step, this power that's going out is going to come around and, like a boomerang, circle back down. So avoid, make contact, advance. Everyone feel comfortable with that? We practiced that some. Let's do the second one. What happens next? And we're going to look at this from different angles. So I've done the first, this one. The next Gao Tan Ma, there's two of them. One is facing to the east, the other's to the south. The next one, my avoid, I'm turning my square to the south by stepping into the corner. So that's my hua, my avoid. My na, the contact, is the same as the second in Gao Tan Ma. We're going to reach for the opponent's center line. And then the last one is also the same, it's just reversed on the other side. So we end up in the same type of posture, right? So now let me practice facing in line with the camera this way. So if I have my first Gao Tan Ma, I have avoid, I have make contact, and then advance, turning. Now the second Gao Tan Ma, I'm going to turn 90 degrees to my side. So I'm going to avoid to step back, make contact around the center, and then pat the high horse here, right? Let's do that again if I face this direction. Avoid, make contact, advance, grip the ground. Same thing for your balance. Relax your tailbone, grip your feet. Gao Tan Ma. Let's do one more time. Avoid, make contact, grip, balance, turn, grip the ground, connect to the center. And then this also reaching to the center. So on this next one, I'll have the, see, am I in the center frame here? It looks like this. I have to do the thing from the thing, right? So from here, so now when I turn, this stuff is all on the center. I'm facing the center line, right? Step, turn, here. And again, this posture, you can do it, practice it in a number of different ways. We had talked about frame, style. When you feeling artistic and you're in your backyard, nobody's watching, and you like to stretch, it's more yoga. You can practice 高探馬one way or the other way. And when you go to the gym and you like to work on your bag work, you can practice hook the center, pull, right? This twisting between the hips and shoulders. So that's what, when I said we speed it up, that's what I'm looking for, is this. We pull with the left side, then we cross body, and it's wound, and then it unwinds. So we have lots of power. Let's practice the second part again, right? So I'll face this way. So if I have the first高探馬, and then when I step back, I reach to the center, I turn. The next movement has two parts. The first part isn't listed. And one student used to call this hop to east, but this one we have to be very, very careful about our legs, right, our knees, because we're going to, I want to demonstrate. So if you're watching at home, just relax for a second and watch. The concept is that we're turning on the heel, right? So if I'm balancing and I lift my toe and then turn it, but I don't want to just turn the foot, right? So I want to turn my whole body, right? So I lift my toe and turn, pull, right? So I'm pulling my weight up. This is kind of a reverse idea of how many here, when you were in school, I have a folder here and a piece of paper, right? And if you have a pencil with an eraser, I have a fancy mechanical pencil, but it does have an eraser. How many used to do this one? Take your eraser and see if you can. This is a putty eraser, so it doesn't work so good. But take your pencil when you're bored in class and see if you can spin the thing, right? What you're doing is you're creating a friction between that eraser and the paper. And in this case, we don't want that, right? You want to almost jump or hop to the side, but we want to maintain contact with the earth. So this one is very tricky, and I recommend just taking a step in the beginning until you understand your body, because you can twist your knee. If you're athletic, if you have, you understand what I'm talking about, you want to keep the leg straight. We're going to turn and hop just like this. The reason this is dangerous is if your foot sticks and your body turns, you twist your knee, right? Or if your body's heavy and you don't reduce the friction enough, you can have a twist or a tear. So the concept is hopping without leaving the ground, right? I don't know if it's coming out on camera, so I'm trying it a bunch of times, right? Is almost like a turning step. Can be done very, very safely as long as you understand the Tai Chi principles behind it, right? I'm doing it a dozen times here. For new people, be very careful, right? And start small. Just take a little step. Anyway, so高探馬number 2, and for this, you can step. We're going to turn to the east, and then we have this movement: scoop, brush, press. So it's just like in the first section where we have a brush knee press. But after we do that turn and we hop, there's another little, connected to hop to east, there's another little half circle with the left side. And then from there we brush knee and press. So what is that? I think we might have done this in Malibu in a class that there. But this one is, if your opponent's foot is off the ground, right, if you can see the shadow under my foot, maybe if I turn the light up here, right, you see the shadow. If it's off the ground even this much, which means they can be in the process of stepping, or they can be in the process of whether they're lifting their foot up or whether they're setting their foot down. If there's any space underneath it, right, if there's any room to get underneath the opponent's foot, this movement that we have after, we have高探馬number 1,高探馬number 2, and then when we turn, this foot here is going underneath their foot and scooping it up and holding it, supporting it. Their foot is on top of there. And we have our half circle here. And then this hand is loaded, is ready, right, round. So we brush and press. This technique is very effective, and I used to test it when I worked in an office and doing computer work, and there were a lot of guys, and they like to joke around and have lots of gags and stuff like that. So what I would do is I'd sit at my desk, and like when somebody's walking down the aisle, I'd sort of turn and then watch the timing and then scoop their foot up with my foot. You could do it seated in an office chair. And what it does is it completely disrupts the person's walk cycle, and it takes them out of balance. And if you're strong, if your support leg is strong, in the case where you're seated in the chair, no problem. But if your support leg is strong, you can control where you deposit that foot. Because now their leg is shortened and trying to lengthen, and your leg is lengthened or has the support of it. So even if they decide to jam on your foot, you can steer it over here, and now they have to step, and they're going to lose their balance. So there's a tiny little micro movement in there. Let's continue. Second section. Cao Tenma. 1, 2, 3, and then step to the corner. Cao Tenma number 2. Pat the high horse. We're going to do that little step. Scoop, brush knee, press. And then let's continue. Good news. Brush knee, C-step, press, brush knee. This is where it changes. Straight step, punch. So the brush knee C-steps, I think last week or the week before we had talked about a technique that Bruce Lee in his book Jeet Kune Do called motor setting. And the idea is motor setting is we set the opponent up, or we set up the other party for an expected response. So in the first section we have brush, knee, step, brush, knee, step, brush, knee, step, and then holding the moon in the chest. In the second section, after we scoop, brush, press, it's brush, knee, C-step, press, brush, knee, straight step, punch. So there's 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Something like that. Questions, thoughts, comments, ideas. How are we doing on time? Okay, we have about 18, 19 minutes left. Let's do the second section up to straight step, punch. So I'm starting in the center. From Tai Chi Harmony, facing north. Do all the correct calibration. Root yourself to the ground. Connect your feet. And then relax your calves. Strengthen your ankles. Flex your ankles. Relax your tailbone. Relax the insides of your hips and legs. This area inside here is trying to support, and it doesn't need to. It can relax. Feel the arch in your lower back by strengthening your stomach. Relax your shoulders. Hollow your chest. Leave a little space in the armpits. Don't let the upper body be collapsed. Instead, fill it with chi. Make your neck straight. Make your tongue connected straight up. Make your vision seeing straight all the way past the horizon. Make the crown chakra, the point at the very top, perpendicular to the flow of gravity, directly straight up. And then from here, I'm doing a T-step. I'm covering my head top for Xuan Sen Kanshong, turning body, warning palm. Breathe deep to roll back. Turning back south, press. Push. Left. That's right. Double press. Horizontal. Split. Hook. This is turn back to look at the moon. Left side. right side, spear fist, going up. Repulse the monkey. 1, pulse the monkey. 2, breathing deep. 3, opening to the side. This is Shirfei. Starting Hai Di Zhang, needle at the bottom of the sea. San Tong Bei. Turning, block, punch, kick. On. Shui. Keep the head top up. Breathing deep. This is fold knees. Change step, and we're back to roll back. Press. Push. Left. Glance right. Double press. Split. Hook. Side whip. This is cloud hands right and left, right and left, right and left, hook, corner whip, square turning to the west, Cao Tanma 1. Avoid, make contact, advance, Cao Tanma number 2. Avoid, make contact, advance, turn to east, scoop, brush, press to the center, Froshni, C-step, press, brush knee, straight step, punch. Bring the feet together. Bring the hands together. Take a deep breath. Questions, thoughts, comments, ideas. Okay, so let's actually do. If no one has anything specific, let's do a little bit of Qigong to close, and then we'll have like a 10-minute break. I'll send a link to this channel for the next class, so that before you go out of the meeting, you can see what's next. And then in the next class, we were working on, we did squeeze, push. We looked at look left, glance right, double press. We started horizontal split hands. We got to do hook and whip to get through the main chorus, if you will. So let's actually do some Qigong. Make your feet at least shoulder width wide. Breathing deep, reach. You can make this, because we skipped stretching this morning, working directly into the Tai Chi form. Breathing all the way up. So reach out to the sides. Keep your shoulders relaxed, even though you're reaching up. Your head top and your fingertips. Everything else is relaxed. Your lungs have a mechanism, and when you breathe, if you're relaxed, when you take a full breath, there's a topping mechanism that goes So that's what we're looking when we do this kind of breathing. You should be inflating all the way until you reach the segmented breathing. And then on the second half, let your hands float. Practice your chi. Practice feeling the chi from your body. Practice experiencing the chi around you, the environment. So have that long, segmented breathing. The body does not have a mechanism to prevent the lungs from deflating fully. I'm mentioning this so that you can find the Tai Chi in your breathing. You don't want to exhale so much that there's no fuel left in the tank. But when you inhale, you want to fill all the way up until you feel the lungs are full and especially relaxed. If you can feel the segmented breathing, you can look up in yogic terms, Ujjayi breathing, victory breath or victorious breathing. Discover what that is. Packing all the chi, all the Tai Chi, all the ideas that we've experienced today into our center. One more from wherever you're at, going at your own pace. When you finish, bring your feet together. Pull your head top up, relax your shoulders, sink your tailbone, take a deep breath. Activate the corners of the mouth, connect the tongue, lift the bottom of the torso, take a deep breath. Close your eyes to some extent. You can leave them partially open, partially closed. Move your mind into the Dantian. Have a gratitude practice for yourself, for all of your experiences, for your chi, for your energy, for your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, what's on the inside. And then on the inside, smiling to yourself. One long last deep breath. And that's it. Call right. I will send a link here, actually right here.